Alright y'all, let me show you how to custom design your knitted pom-pom cap from Dollar Tree without having to remove the pom-pom on top. First, make sure you print your images for the front and back of your cap on 11-inch by 17-inch sublimation paper using sublimation ink. Also, be sure to print the jig image on the same size paper. Here I am going to cut out my jig on 22-point chipboard because that's all I had at the time. Be sure to use some very strong scissors when cutting. I like to use these titanium scissors for cutting all my chipboard and cardstock materials. After cutting your 2 jigs, you should have 2 pieces total, one for the cap and one to place inside the flap. Remove all paper and plastic hang tags, then place your jig inside the cap. Gosh! This pom-pom is so soft. I can't help but squeeze it every now and then. But anyways, let's get back to the video. After you finish inserting your jig, you want to make sure the hat is centered. Use this line as a guide. After your cap is centered, lint roll it again, front and back, and take it to the heat press and pre-press your hat for about 5 to 8 seconds, making sure you leave the pom-pom outside the heat press. My temperature is set at 385 degrees Fahrenheit. Now let's go back and let's print our bottom flap first. Okay, so with my template, it will come with the bottom flap to sublimate, so if later you decide to flip the bottom of your cap while wearing it, it won't show white. So flip and lint roll the bottom flap. You want to make sure it's about 2 inches in height. Your template would have a bleed area just in case you're a little over the 2 inches. Insert your flap jig in between the flap and the cap and add paper inside to keep any ink from bleeding on your cap. To keep the image in place, I added spray and bond to the flap. Apply paper underneath the cap to prevent ink from getting onto your jig. Now apply your image, making sure it's lined up in the center. Now let's take the hat back to the heat press and press it at 385 degrees Fahrenheit for 45 seconds. Prior to removing the paper, make sure you have on your heat-resistant gloves. And there you go, your first print. Now let's print the entire cap. Lint roll and spray your heat and bond temporary adhesive spray on the cap. Apply your image, making sure it's centered, and apply some heat-resistant tape going across the image for extra support. Now let's take our cap back to the heat press and press it for 45 seconds at 385 degrees Fahrenheit. Prior to pressing, make sure you cover the top of your cap to keep the ink from bleeding on top of your platen. Prior to pressing, making sure the pom-pom is still left out of the hat press, but be sure that your cap is fully inside the press. After it's finished, once again, be sure to have on your heat-resistant gloves prior to removing the paper, and voila, you are finished the first side of the hat, and it looks amazing. Now we're going to repeat the same steps in the same order as the front side, but on the back side. Make sure you flip your cap on both sides to make sure both sides are evenly flipped. Don't forget to add your jig again inside the cap and paper underneath the cap and flap. You'll be using a lot of paper, but it is highly recommended to keep your images from bleeding on top of each other. Once you have prepared your cap, take it back to the heat press and press the second side. Now let's go back and prepare our last press by what? You guess it, adding more paper, lint rolling and spraying. But this time you are going to want to roll some of the back printed area to the front of your cap to prevent having a white line on the side of your cap where it's often missed. Alright y'all, so if you don't have a sublimation printer or paper, no worries. I do offer in-house printing for your sublimation printing needs. Okay, so we're almost there. Now let's take our cap back to the heat press, and again we will be pressing for 45 seconds at 385 degrees, making sure the pom-pom is still left outside the press. Alright y'all, here's the final cap completed from the front and back. Or is it the back and front? However it goes, it feels nice and soft, and you're not going to help but squeeze your pom-pom every now and then. But soon I will be showing you all how to print your socks and gloves, so don't forget to like, subscribe, follow, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss it. Go grab your images and let's go!